A gleaming 1991 dime spins on a polished surface, coming to rest with a delicate ring. This small piece of metal, worth just 10 cents at face value, harbors an extraordinary tale that could make you thousands, or even millions of dollars richer. Today, we're uncovering the hidden fortune that might be sitting in your pocket right now. Behind this unassuming coin lies a story of presidential legacy, mint mysteries, and rare errors that have coin collectors scrambling to find the holy grail of modern dimes. The most valuable 1991 dime ever sold fetched a staggering $850,000 at auction, all because of one tiny, almost imperceptible flaw that we'll reveal later in this video. The journey of the 1991 dime begins with its illustrious predecessor, first minted in 1796. Through wars, economic upheavals, and technological revolutions, the dime evolved into the Roosevelt design we know today. But 1991 wasn't just another year in the mint's history. It marked a pivotal moment when several rare minting errors created some of the most sought-after coins in numismatic history. Franklin D. Roosevelt's dignified profile on the obverse isn't just a presidential tribute, it's a testament to his founding of the March of Dimes, making this coin's legacy deeply intertwined with American history. The reverse features the Torch of Liberty, flanked by olive and oak branches, symbols that have graced our currency for generations. But here's where things get interesting. Some 1991 dimes feature a slightly doubled torch design, an error that can instantly transform your 10 cents into $10,000. The Philadelphia and Denver mints were responsible for producing millions of dimes in 1991. However, a perfect storm of circumstances led to several extraordinary minting errors. The most valuable. A double die obverse with a missing mint mark. Only 3 are known to exist, and one hasn't been seen since 2003. Could it be sitting in your coin jar right now? Let's talk about what makes these errors so valuable. The 1991 dime was struck using dies made of special hardened steel, but during one production run, a microscopic flaw in the die-making process created what collectors call the Roosevelt ghost, a shadowy duplicate of the president's profile that appears under certain lighting conditions. This error alone can command prices upward of $50,000. But that's not all. Some 1991 dimes feature an off-center strike so severe that Roosevelt appears to be sliding off the coin. While most off-center strikes are worth a few $100s, one particular specimen, dubbed the sliding Roosevelt, sold for $125,000 due to its perfect preservation and dramatic misalignment. The real treasure hunters know about the missing torch variety, where the reverse design appears to be missing the flame entirely. Only 5 examples are known to exist, and the last one to surface at auction sparked a bidding war that ended at $235,000. Think about that, a dime worth more than many houses. Here's what makes the 1991 dime truly special: it was the last year before the mint implemented new quality control measures. This means the 1991 production run had a higher likelihood of errors slipping through, errors that today make collectors' hearts race and wallets open wide. When examining your 1991 dime, pay special attention to the mint mark. A genuine Philadelphia mint dime should have a P mark, while Denver shows a D. But here's the million-dollar secret: there exists a handful of 1991 dimes with no mint mark at all, not because they forgot to add it, but because of a die cap error that gradually wore away the mark during production. One of these sold for $450,000 in a private sale last year. The condition of your coin matters immensely. A perfect mint state, 1991 dime, even without errors, can fetch thousands of dollars. Look for full bands on the torch. If you can see complete horizontal lines, you might have a valuable specimen. But combine full bands with any of the errors we've discussed. That's when the real magic happens. Consider this: in 1991, the US economy was recovering from a recession. The mint was under pressure to produce more coins efficiently, which may have contributed to these valuable errors. Every 1991 dime tells a story of that economic moment, but some tell a story worth fortune. Don't be fooled by counterfeits. Authentic 1991 dimes have exactly 118 reeds along their edge, no more, no less. The copper-nickel composition gives them a distinctive ring when dropped on a hard surface. Counterfeiters often get these details wrong, but now you know better. Here's something most people don't realize: the 1991 dime is actually the smallest and lightest coin in US circulation. But don't let its size fool you, the rarest specimens are among the most valuable modern US coins ever sold. One particular 1991 dime, featuring both the Roosevelt ghost and a partial missing edge, is rumored to exist but hasn't been found. Experts estimate its value could exceed $1 million. The legacy of the 1991 dime extends beyond its monetary value. It represents a unique moment in American coinage when old minting techniques met modern production demands, creating opportunities for extraordinary errors that numismatists dream about. Every time you handle a 1991 dime, you might be holding a lottery ticket to numismatic fortune. As we wrap up this exploration of the 1991 dime, remember this: millions of these coins are still in circulation. Check your change, raid your piggy banks, and examine every dime from 1991 with extra care. The next great numismatic discovery could be waiting in your pocket right now. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, but few coins offer the potential for discovery and value that the 1991 dime does. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, these tiny pieces of history deserve a closer look. After all, you never know, that spare change could change your life. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most intriguing coins, make sure to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the world of numismatics. Leave a comment below telling us about your most valuable coin find. Who knows, it might just be a 1991 dime worth a fortune. Until next time, keep checking those coins, your next discovery might be worth millions. Hidden behind the glimmer of a seemingly ordinary coin lies a treasure that could be worth an absolute fortune. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious world of the 1986 USA dime, a coin that's sparked bidding wars among collectors and might just be sitting in your spare change right now. In 1986, as millions of dimes poured out of the US Mint's facilities, nobody could have predicted that some of these tiny silver-colored discs would one day command prices that could buy a luxury car, or even a house. But that's exactly what happened. The story begins with President Franklin D. Roosevelt's face, eternally captured in metal since 1946. But it's not just Roosevelt's legacy that makes this coin special. The 1986 dime represents a perfect storm of historical significance, rare minting errors, and exceptional preservation that has driven collectors into a frenzy. Every detail of this coin tells a story. The torch of freedom blazes proudly on the reverse, flanked by olive and oak branches, symbols of peace and strength that have witnessed 4 decades of American history. But beneath these familiar designs lurk secrets that could multiply your wealth exponentially. The year 1986 wasn't just another year for American coinage. The Philadelphia and Denver mints were working overtime, producing millions of dimes. But in their haste to meet demand, something extraordinary happened. Errors, beautiful, valuable errors that would make collectors' hearts race decades later. Let's talk numbers. A regular 1986 dime might be worth just 10 cents. But when you know what to look for, that same dime could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking about rare double dies, off-center strikes, and misaligned dies that transform ordinary pocket change into numismatic gold. The composition itself is a marvel of precision: 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, weighing exactly 2.268 grams. Each dime measures precisely 17.91 millimeters in diameter, with exactly 118 reeded edges. This level of precision wasn't just for show, it was essential for preventing counterfeiting. But ironically, it's the imperfections that command the highest prices today. Take the 1986 Philadelphia Mint dimes, for instance. While most lack a mint mark, some extraordinary specimens show doubling in Roosevelt's features, a minting error so rare that examples have sold for astronomical sums at auction. One particular specimen, graded MS-68 with significant doubling, recently changed hands for a 6-figure sum that left the numismatic community speechless. But the Philadelphia coins aren't alone in their potential value. The Denver Mint, proudly displaying its D mark, produced its own share of valuable variations. Some coins show dramatic off-center strikes, where Roosevelt's profile appears to be sliding off the edge of the coin. These errors, particularly in uncirculated condition, have been known to fetch prices that could fund a college education. Then there's the Holy Grail, the San Francisco proof coins. These weren't meant for circulation but were struck specifically for collectors using specially polished dies and planchets. The resulting mirrors-like surfaces and frost details create a stunning contrast that commands premium prices. But even among these prestigious proof coins, there are rarities that make collectors' palms sweat. The most valuable 1986 dimes share three critical characteristics: rarity, condition, and certification. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC have established a rigid scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the higher the value, and we're talking exponential increases. A difference of just one grade point can mean the difference between $100 and $10,000. What makes these coins particularly fascinating is their dual nature as both historical artifacts and potential investment vehicles. The torch on the reverse isn't just a symbol of liberty, it's a beacon of hope for anyone lucky enough to discover one of these valuable variations in their coin jar. Consider this: while millions of 1,986 dimes were minted, only a tiny fraction survive in pristine condition. Even fewer exhibit the kinds of errors that drive prices into the stratosphere. This scarcity, combined with growing collector demand, has created a perfect storm of value appreciation. But beyond the dollars and cents, these coins tell incredible stories. Roosevelt's image on the dime isn't just presidential portraiture, it's a tribute to his support of the March of Dimes and the fight against polio. The size of the dime, smaller than both the nickel and penny despite its higher value, is a fascinating quirk of American monetary history that dates back to the country's founding. For those lucky enough to find a valuable 1986 dime, the process of authentication and grading is crucial. Professional grading services examine every minute detail under powerful microscopes, looking for signs of wear, contact marks, and those precious errors that could mean the difference between pocket change and early retirement. The market for these coins continues to grow, driven by both serious collectors and investors who recognize their potential. Recent auctions have seen record-breaking prices, particularly for specimens with rare error combinations or exceptional preservation. Some of the most valuable examples remain in private collections, their worth known only to a select few. As we wrap up our journey through the fascinating world of the 1986 dime, remember that extraordinary value often hides in plain sight. That coin in your pocket, the one you might use to buy a stick of gum, could be worth more than your house. The key is knowing what to look for and understanding the subtle details that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. So next time you handle a 1986 dime, take a moment to examine it carefully. Check for doubling in Roosevelt's features, look for off-center strikes, and pay attention to the overall condition. You might just be holding a numismatic treasure that could change your life forever. The hunt for valuable 1986 dimes continues, and the next great discovery could be waiting in your pocket right now. The question is, will you be the one to find it? Today we're uncovering the astonishing story of one of America's most underappreciated numismatic treasures, the 1996 USA dime. Behind this seemingly ordinary coin lies an extraordinary legacy that has coin collectors and investors scrambling to check their change. What makes certain 1996 dimes worth staggering sums that could change lives overnight? Stay with us as we reveal the subtle details that separate a common dime from a life-changing discovery. The dime holds a special place in American coinage, tracing its roots back to 1796 when the first 10-cent pieces were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Through centuries of American history, this denomination has evolved dramatically, but perhaps no year is more intriguing to modern collectors than 1996. The story of why begins with an unprecedented decision at the U.S. Mint that would create one of the most valuable modern coins ever produced. The 1996 dime continues the Roosevelt design first introduced in 1946 to honor the late President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. At first glance, it appears identical to any other Roosevelt dime, Roosevelt's determined profile on the obverse, while the reverse displays the iconic torch of liberty flanked by olive and oak branches. But beneath this familiar facade lie secrets that have driven some examples to astronomical values in recent years. Let's examine what makes these coins so special. A standard 1996 dime weighs precisely 2.27 grams and measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter. It's composed of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. While these specifications might seem mundane, they're crucial for authenticating the ultra-rare variants that command astronomical prices. Even a fraction of a millimeter's difference could indicate you're holding something extraordinary. This brings us to what makes 1996 a pivotal year in American numismatics. During production, several fascinating errors occurred that created some of the most valuable modern U.S. coins in existence. Double dies, off-center strikes, and missing mint marks are just the beginning. But the most breathtaking discovery came years later when collectors identified an extremely rare variety that has the numismatic world in a frenzy. Now, let's discuss the crown jewel of 1996 dime production, the legendary 1996 W. Roosevelt dime. Struck at the West Point Mint to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime series, these special coins were never meant for circulation. They were exclusively included in collector sets, making them incredibly scarce. But here's where it gets interesting. Recent market developments have driven prices for perfect examples into territory previously reserved for classic rarities. The value of these coins has skyrocketed in recent years, with some specimens achieving prices that seem almost unbelievable. While a typical 1996 dime might be worth its face value, certain variants in pristine condition have sold for mind-boggling amounts at auction. The key is knowing exactly what to look for. The smallest imperfection or unique characteristic could mean the difference between 10 cents and a small fortune. Consider this: a perfectly preserved 1996 W dime graded MS-70 by PCGS recently hammered at auction for a price that left the numismatic community stunned. Even examples with slight imperfections can command premium prices that would make any collector's head spin. But perhaps most exciting is the possibility that undiscovered treasures still circulate in pocket change, waiting for an educated eye to spot them. For those hoping to identify these valuable variants, proper inspection is crucial. Under magnification, authentic specimens reveal intricate details that counterfeiters often miss. Pay special attention to the mint mark, Roosevelt's hair details, and the torch's flames on the reverse. The surface should have a particular luster that only genuine mint striking can produce. Any variation from these characteristics could indicate you found something special, or potentially even more valuable. The preservation of these coins is paramount to maintaining their extraordinary value. Proper storage in non-PVC holders, handling only by the edges, and protection from environmental factors can mean the difference between a modest premium and a life-changing windfall. Even minor contact marks or exposure to adverse conditions can significantly impact value, making proper care essential for preserving these numismatic treasures. Here's what makes this story even more compelling: new discoveries are still being made. Just last year, a previously unknown die variety was identified, sending shockwaves through the collecting community. This suggests that despite decades of scrutiny, the 1996 dime still hasn't revealed all its secrets. Who knows what other varieties await discovery in collections and cash registers across America? The impact of these coins extends far beyond the numismatic community. Media coverage of recent record-breaking sales has sparked a new generation's interest in coin collecting. People who never considered themselves collectors are now examining their change with newfound curiosity, hoping to spot these elusive treasures. It's created a modern treasure hunt that anyone can participate in, but perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the 1996 dime story is what it represents: the idea that extraordinary value can hide in plain sight. These coins remind us that history, art, and fortune often intersect in unexpected ways. They're not just pieces of metal, they're tangible connections to our past that could potentially secure our future. As we conclude our exploration of the 1996 dime, remember that the next time you receive change, you might be holding something extraordinary. Take a moment to examine those coins carefully. You never know when you might make the next great numismatic discovery. The hunt for these treasures continues, and somewhere out there, another valuable 1996 dime waits to be found. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from the world of numismatics. Share your own coin collecting stories in the comments below, and let us know if you've ever found something valuable in your pocket change. Until next time, keep searching, your next handful of change could contain a coin worth a fortune.